So it is now 5:37 and I have been up since 3 o'clock. For those who don't know me, I'm a time optimist, which means I don't plan for any margin and I usually run to shit, and I sometimes make it on time and I sometimes don't. Today I didn't. I tried to take a 5:38 bus. I got there at 5:40 and had to wait for 30 minutes. That's fine. The flight leaves now in 2 hours, 2.5 maybe. So it's not the 4 hours literally that they write that they recommend you to come, or the 3 hours that's the standard for international. But yeah, it should be fine. I'm tired, I'm nauseous, but I'm like, okay, I should do the video still. What else is new? We're going to survey the school on Saturday, so Kagumo High School. So I was just sending off an email to some of my research advisors, because we want to do it properly. We want to do the full psychometric tests, time, risk, preferences, fully characterized individuals that we're studying, the students, so to speak, to understand who both selects into these kind of programs and like who applies to it, but also more importantly, who is going to do well. Can we find any predictors? So we're using the most sophisticated and advanced toolings that are known from both psychology and also behavioral economics. So I've prepared some of the stuff. I have a field researcher who is setting together a Kobo toolbox survey, essentially, that we're going to be using. So tomorrow I'll have to look at that a bit more. I have my nice camera as well now with me, and along with a voice recorder, so that we can record nice videos and like tell the story of these students and what they are struggling with, and how you as a donor can help. So I'll have to prepare a bit for that as well, so we can get that well done. And the digital art is also proceeding. The idea now, the latest idea, is to not only give donors a digital art piece, a beautiful lion-based art piece, but also have the students actually craft a story. So I'm thinking about like 10 or 20 unique pieces of art along with a story, so that there's a name to each art piece, but also a story that's created by some of the students. Maybe in groups, maybe they compare them up in, like, I don't know, groups of 4, and then have them write like a story behind each of these lion art pieces. Yeah, so now I'll just do something more formal. Okay, so I've now arrived in Nairobi, and Moses picked me up at the airport. I must say I was a bit nervous because, when you enter the new country, and I'm like, oh, will I get some issues at the passport control? And I actually had some issues. So when they scanned my passport, because it's a new passport from like this year, it didn't work. He was like, yeah, it doesn't read. And I was like, okay, shit, does he want me to pay a bribe now or something? I'm like, I'll just wait and see what happens. And he actually tried, he tried hard. He went to another computer, then went to another guy's computer. He's like, oh, it doesn't work. Let me just, and then he did it manually, and then it was fine. I didn't pay any bribe or anything. But I was prepared. I spoke to I got to know 2 people on the flight. And they were like, yeah, if you get some issues, you just gotta pay like a tip or something and get around it. But anyways, I didn't have to do that. So and then Moses came. I had a bit of a struggle to find you first, and then there was airport Wi-Fi. So,
then
so
you
that
called
was-
me on your WhatsApp.
yeah, because I got Wi-Fi and then I called you and then you showed me around. This apartment is really really nice actually. Like this Airbnb, it's so much nicer than what you can have in the UK.
Yeah, it's Heartlands in
Heartlands.
Kilimani.
In Kilimani.
Yeah, one of the leafy suburbs.
Yeah.
In the Nairobi environs. Yeah.
Yeah, but now so for next we have plans. We have a lot to do in the next
A
days.
lot. We have a lot to do. A lot has in line for you, both work and also want to get a tip of fun. And yeah, I want to enjoy now our African culture and Kenyan to make the list. There are a lot of beautiful places. Yeah, that I would want to visit before you head to Ethiopia first. Addis, exactly.
Addis,
yeah. So yeah, I think I want you to get the most. So when you think of Africa, I want you to have Kenya in mind. So at least you have the best what Kenya can actually offer. Yeah, but we also have a lot of work.
Yeah, so we're going. So we're going on Saturday, right?
On Saturday morning. Yep. So I will have to come for you in the morning. I think 7 o'clock. Because Kagumo is in Nyeri County. So it's about 2.5 to 3 hours drive. So I'll have to come all the way, pick you up together with the other guys that we'll be with. So at least by 10 in the AM, we need to be in Kagumo and set for the day.
Yeah. So we're gonna speak to the teachers, explain the course that we're planning to roll out, explain self-sovereign identifiers and like this fancy technology. We have to mention like Cardano, a little bit about why send money directly, and then we'll meet the students in the afternoon. And I wrote the speech for them, so I'm very excited to share.
And it's a nice speech. I loved it, and I wish the entire school will actually be present to hear that, because I'm sure it will encourage a lot of students who also want to be in that space that you are in.
And I actually bought, so because I got feedback from the summit, Cardano, I spoke with so many people, donors, and you can see here, Cardano Summit, and they said, we gotta have video, we gotta show actually stories. So I bought, like at the airport, I bought a tripod the day before I flew. As I was packing, I bought a microphone now, so we have like a recorder. Wow. And I had to also get like a SD card as well, and like everything last minute. So, but now we have the equipment. I have my camera, like my nice camera with me. So we're gonna set up like proper tripod, like good sound, and then we're gonna do like some shots. And we will ask the students to write stories that will go along with the digital art collection that we're gonna give out. So it's gonna be lion based. But we want each lion art piece to have a name and like a personality, and we're gonna ask the students to pair up in like groups and use their imagination and come up with amazing stories. So that's hopefully what we're gonna do on Saturday and Sunday, because we can just stay over. It's quite far, so we'll do both days, and we're also gonna try to do surveys, psychometric surveys using the most latest insights from behavioral and personality psychology, like try to characterize the students. Very ambitious. We'll see how much we can get done in these 2 days.
But I'm really hopeful that we're going to have successful a day on Saturday. And
the biggest news of all, we have a sponsor already a corporate sponsor that I got at the summit.
Wow!
It's one of the biggest companies in the Cardano ecosystem.
Wow!
Called Coty. So that's also great news. I hope we'll be able to like announce this, because I asked Shahaf if we're allowed to post it. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. So as of current recording, this hasn't been shared with everyone broadly. Because this is kind of behind the scenes, that's why I'm like telling people a lot more. Anytime you have a partnership with someone, it's just important to like check with them. Is it okay that we publicly announce this? So it is on YouTube, but I haven't shared it. So it's like no one sees it. But I asked him and the CMO if it's okay to like share it, because it was kind of informal. It was at the dinner, and I told him about our story, and he was like, "This is great. We want to support what you do." Okay,
I think we can maybe we'll also do maybe like a mapping in Kenya and see maybe who maybe we can work with. We can try maybe look at a stakeholders mapping, then maybe see who we can actually approach, because I believe what we're actually doing, there are a lot of people of goodwill who will also want to be part of this particular change making project. So I think we'll also tap on that. Yeah, and also we'll also visit Yali. That is the
Right,
Young African
yeah.
Leadership Initiative. It's an Obama initiative in Africa, basically tapping into the young Africans who are actually change makers. And I'm also able to be part of the alumni team together with Fasika in Ethiopia. So yeah, I think they'll also, I'm sure they are super excited to also meet us. Yeah.
And also meet Lido Nation, the blockchain lab.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
exactly.
can
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
to
the lead
them.
donation. Yeah, yeah,
And
sure.
yeah, many people that I need
Yeah.
to visit.